Uh, Hello everyone. I will be going through the Power BI tutorial. Uh, we'll be starting the Power BI session from today onwards. So let me quickly share my screen and um, guide. So this is the Power BI home page. So here we can see if there is an if you want to see how does the Power BI uh, desktop icon looks like. So this is the Power BI desktop icon. Uh, this looks like uh, a yellow uh, column bars are there. So once I open the Power BI Power BI desktop application, this is the Power BI desktop version. Once I open the Power BI desktop um, file, it somewhat looks like this. So we have three views over here on the extreme left where my cursor is present currently. So first is report view. In the report view, we um, generally prepare our visuals. So there are different visuals that we can use in Power BI to make our report more presentable and accurate. So these on the extreme right, you can see a visualization section where you can see all the visuals. This is the stacked bar chart, stacked column chart, then the clustered bar chart, clustered column chart. So there are multiple charts available over there, over here. In case we want to get more visuals, we can import it through the internet as well. So, so in this report view, we prepare the final visuals. Next is the table view. Table view is whatever data that we are loading into the Power BI will appear over here. And on the extreme right side, where the data it is written, here you will be getting the list of all the tables that we have loaded onto Power BI. So this is, and whatever table we select from here, I'll show you once I upload two or more tables, I'll show you how to select the tables as well. So whatever table we select, we get the preview of the data that is available on that table. Then third is the model view, where in case we have two or more tables, we can establish relationship between those tables using a common field or common column, which is often called as a primary key in one table, and in second table it is called as a foreign key. We'll discuss about primary key and foreign key later. So basically, in case we want to establish connection between two or more tables, let's say we have two tables and we want to join those two tables, just like in SQL, if we want to uh, extract the data from two tables, then you make use of joins. So here we need to make a connection over in between those two tables. So that connection's visual representation is um, represented in this model tab, model view. So these are the three views that are present in Power BI. Then we have already discussed this visualization pane. Here, all the visuals that we can prepare, these are available. Then the data bar, the data section here, we we have the all the tables are that are loaded into Power BI. We will be we can see those tables along with their fields over here. Then there's this filter tab. So in case while preparing a visual, we want to apply some filter on a particular visual or on a particular page. Let's say this is the complete page where the report will be created. So in case we want to apply filter on particular page or filter on all pages, we can just drag the field over here and apply the filter on um, on this page or on all pages. So this is secure. Then in the file tab, we have options such as if we want to open a new report, then we can select on new, then open in case we have few previous dashboards that we have prepared. Then we can open those dashboards. Save option is when you want to save your current work. Save as is when you want to save it with a different name. Then if you want to share it with somebody, then you can use share. Get data option is if you want to extract a particular data set from different sources, you can select get data either from here or it is uh, in the home page as well. Get data, this one. So these are the options. Then in the home page, we get the option of get data where we have, if we just open this drop down, we can get multiple sources through which data can be extracted. The data can be extracted from Excel workbook, from Power BI semantic models, from SQL Server, from Text or CSV, from a web, or from, or even if we select on more, we will get more options to to extract the database, the data set. Then let's say if we want to extract the data from Excel workbook, we can directly select this also. Similarly, if we want to select from Data Hub, we can select this option. SQL Server, we can select this option. Enter data is when you want to manually add the data. Let's say if I click on enter data, so I need to manually add. Let's say I have column ID, and in the next column, let's say I have name, and in the next column I have, let's say I have the department. So let's say ID is 1, name is 1, department is HR, 2, surgeon, let's say accounts, and let's say we name this as an employee table, and load this data on this on our Power BI. Then we will be able to see the table coming up in the data section. So here we can see the table name, and in case we click on the arrow, the department ID and name, all the columns that we have created uh, are listed over here. Okay. Then recent sources is whatever sources we have used to extract the data. These sources will be coming over here. Transform data is something when you want to make some changes into your data. So for example, if I click on transform data, I will be moved to a different window, which is known as a Power Query editor. Ideally, whenever we are loading a data, we should first transform the data and check the data types of all the fields uh, that is there in a particular table. For example, the ID, since we can see this is a number, the data type identified is also a whole number, which is correct. We are okay with this. Then the name, name it's a text, and here also we can see ABC. So the data type here is this one, text ABC. Similarly, department is a text detected by Power BI. So this is correct, but sometimes what happens, the data type is detected incorrectly by Power BI. So in that case, it is our responsibility to check the data type and accordingly change it in case if it is required. Okay. So for data cleaning as well, we use Power Query in case we have some uncleaned data. In that case, to clean that data, we should always do it on in Power Query. So since there are no changes required in the current data set, I will select close and apply. Now, let's see how can we import data from a Excel workbook. Let's say I extract this data. So here in that particular Excel sheet, we have three different uh, tables in three different sheets. So we can see, we can check which data we want to load in our data in our Power BI, and accordingly we can load it. So let's say I want to extract the survey data. So here, while we select the data, we have an option either to load the data or to transform the data. So if we press on load the data, what will happen is I will be into the Power BI window only, and directly the data will be loaded into the system. But in case I click on transform data, I will be moved to Power Query editor, and the data will be loaded onto Power Query editor, and then we can make changes in case if there are any changes required on the different fields that are available on the data set. So here I can see it is the data set is opening up into Power Query editor. Now, first things first, see, we can see here the headings, the headers are um, in row 1. Ideally, it should be there on the headings column, but since it is not there, we can do it by selecting this option under home. We can select use first row as header. Now we can check the data type of the data that is available. So name is a text correctly identified. Region is a text which is also correctly identified. Position is also a text that is also correctly identified. Then this is domain is also a text. This is tenure is also a text value. Then this column is also a text. Text, and so all these values data type is text only. That is correctly been identified by Power BI. So yeah, the data type has been correctly identified. Now, in case we don't want to do any data cleaning, then we can just close and apply, and the data will be loaded onto Power BI. So the data has been loaded and it is visible over here. And in case we want to see it, we can also see it on the table view. Uh, that's it for today. We will be continuing after this in the next video. Thank you so much.